And now let's meet the author and illustrator of the famous Baby Honu children's books.
Hi, I'm Tammy Yee, and I'm a children's book author and illustrator, and I love doing books about Hawaii and Hawaiian wildlife. So I started loving art at an early age. I mean, as early as I can remember. And even by the time I was in kindergarten, I loved drawing animals, and I was like a peacock and bunny rabbit specialist. I got really good at drawing bunny rabbits. And so, I would just draw anything. I would illustrate my own ghost stories and everything. And I would even do like book reports and illustrate them just for fun. My first book was probably in 1997, and by then I had kids, and I really wanted to teach them more about Hawaiian nature. And so the first book that I published was the Hawaiian Wildlife Coloring and Activity book. And I just wanted to create something for kids that, they could work at and learn more about our endemic species and everything. And then the first picture book was Baby Hono's Incredible Journey. And that too was inspired by my just wanting to tell the story of this little Honu and his little journey from hatching from his egg and evading all of these predators on his way to the ocean. I really wanted to bring kids through the entire journey of a turtle as it makes its way, hatches from the egg, first of all, and then the little hatchling making his way from the nest all the way to the ocean. And at first he dilly dallies, and and by the time he comes out of his egg, all of his brothers or sisters have already made their way to the beach, and so he has to evade sand crabs and evas, and eventually he's taken up into the sky by an eva. But baby Honu really has a lot of appeal, not just to kids, but I think everyone who lives in the islands and have seen these tiny hatchlings that sometimes need help in being released, and their nests need to be protected. And it's especially appealing to kids because it's young, it's a tiny turtle, and kids are just drawn to small animals like themselves that have to go through challenges, through a journey. And so these hatchlings are just a great character to kind of educate children and get them interested in wildlife and conservation and just about the nature around them. I want to put them in touch with the land and the animals and nature, and this is a fantastic avenue through this big-eyed little turtle. So I decided to do a sequel, and this one was about a baby Hono, and he encounters a dolphin that is stranded on the beach. And the entire concept is kind of like a butterfly effect book that shows that no matter how small you are, you can impact other creatures and you can make a big difference. And so it comes back where he enlists the help of a puhi and puffer fishes and finally a whale, and saves a little stranded dolphin. And in the book, to drive across the point that small things can have a big impact, he encounters coral sea polyps, and they tell the turtle how they create the entire reef. And so that's when baby Hona realizes that he does have a lot of strength to effect change. So the Baby Hona books are distributed by Island Heritage, and they're available in bookstores locally and sometimes even at Long's Drugs. And they're also available online through Barnes& and Noble and Amazon. And you can contact me via my website at www.tammyyee.com. And also on my website, you'll find like little activities, coloring pages for like Hawaiian seashores, the rocky shore, and also with turtles. And I think I even have like an origami turtle that you can print and fold for yourself on the website.